Cade York to kick off.
Ready to get us started, it's Cade York. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Taylor from his end zone. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. This defense for the Jags, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
19 Tiger. Trap 60.
To the air goes Daniels. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. And I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. When you look at this defense, they come into this one 9th in the NFL against the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
On first and 10, it's ETN. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. The Jaguars at 10-3 on the year, and they come in on a pretty good roll here, winners at 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On first down, right back to ETN. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Another Jaguars.
On the counter, ETN. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
At the 14-yard line.
Hey, go gold! Go gold! Go gold! Silver!
Straight ahead, ETN. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Kill. It's hot.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. And he fires one incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
All right, let's go. Think right open.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Being chased out left. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And running with power here. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
Hey, Lion.
ETN up the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
On red.
Now Lawrence. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Foster. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they're going to face a 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Ralph, sink right.
Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Screen play. Here's ETN. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Rip, 23. Silver.
Look at this, a tight end carry. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing. And as a player, that means an awful lot.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. Touchdown, Jaguars. Parker Washington with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Jags take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they interplay here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line.
And this is where coaches sometimes fall into different camps. Your guy just fumbled. It led to a touchdown. Do you stay with him or do you put him in the doghouse? This is definitely a show of confidence here as he's right back out there and carrying the ball again.
Robinson will try to pick it up. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1.
Fourth and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7.
11. Here we go, son.
From the shotgun, Lawrence on the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Ready. Rig it. Set. Hot.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. Able to avoid him at the 40. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Extra receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Visitors, nothing.
Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Here we go. Check go.
They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal.
Hey, check that.
Right back to Brown. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
The big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
Ready up.
Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hits 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
How crucial will those 5 yards be? We'll see as they come up again here, 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Steps away to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Hey, I'm gun. Red.
Now Lawrence to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And some room to work. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a 1st down.
On red.
A handoff for Etienne. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Hey, easy. Ralph. Silver.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Forced out to his left. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Now they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
So the kick from here on a field goal would have been right at 53 yards, but instead, offense out there. They're going for it. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Here we go,
Here's Lawrence. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Lisa 24.
Lawrence on the sneak, and he will have a Jaguars first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
11 Ag X.
Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Hey, Lion. Silver.
Here's a give to ETN. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9.
Red on red. Hey, kill. 11. Alert. It's hot.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne, his 12th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. Now inside the 25. And finally wrestled down at the 11. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8.
Let's go now. Check go.
Throwing now is Daniels. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Here we go, Shaq.
3rd down, here's Brown. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Seibert's kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here. Looking long for Thomas. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Oh, that's sweet.
What an effort. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Hey, Ron. Silver.
Etienne with it. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
Hey, go. Go. Think right open. Here we go, huh?
Lawrence will throw. Buying time to his left. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Lisa, 24.
They'll run here with Etienne. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that. And that really chips away at your confidence.
All right, let's go. Here we go, huh?
From midfield now, Lawrence flush to his right. That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Hey, Lion, Silver.
Draw play, ETN. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Now the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4.
Red on red.
And they'll go again with ETN. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers. There's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Hey, easy, route.
They'll run, it's ETN. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
Washington's got it. And the Jaguars are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow. And this guy's been a touchdown machine all year.
Hey, Ryan.
Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
Lawrence on the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Trevor Lawrence scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Jaguars take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Daniels looking to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35. And what a big-time play there. 42 yards.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit, and that might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
Here we go.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Right back to him for 10 more and a first. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify. I said, and he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr., a 20-yard touchdown. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance. I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Silver.
Now Lawrence. And this one's incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
11. Here we go, huh?
Back to throw. Lawrence. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
It's no accident they've been moving the ball well all game long. This offensive line has done an excellent job adapting to everything the defense is throwing at them and creating holes for their runners.
They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 6. An inside give, Brown. And he's got this down to the 35. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
A gain of 14. And the Buenos Aires first down.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. This is Brown going up the middle. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 138 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through three quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A gain of 3, second down.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go now.
Here's Daniels. Escaping the pressure right. That's to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jags are going to have it here at their own 15. I know it appeared he was saying, football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Go, go. Here we go, son.
From the 17, Lawrence. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He really tried to thread that down the seam.
Yeah, he tried to rip that one, didn't he? But a throw with that velocity, necessary when you're trying to hit a quick hitter like that one. Timing execution has to be perfect. Unfortunately for him, that one fell to the ground.
Silver.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Rip, 23. 11, Agex. No, no.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
That is caught. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, go, go. Go, go.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Here we go, son.
straight ahead, Etienne. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Hey, kill! Silver.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. They'll roll him out right. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Travis Etienne, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. The York on now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Taylor now from the end zone. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
First down and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the last time out, they had the good drive going. You get in the red zone, they throw the interception. Not their first pick of the game either, so we'll see if they're more careful, more cautious here on this drive.
Yeah, nothing worse than repeat mistakes, right? You end up coughing the ball up, you end up throwing a pick, everything goes awry, and now points don't go up on the board. I just heard a fan scream out, I thought the idea was to score points. Yeah, they're getting a little restless too.
To throw is Daniels. Here's a screen for Robinson. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 11 yards there, first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Daniels. Got a man, it's Brown. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big pickup of 38.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
Off the play fake, Daniels. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Go.
To the air goes Daniels. And this will be caught by Brown. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Well, the defense circling now, 4th down and 7.
Let's go. 19 Lions. Panther 11. Panther 11. Check out.
Daniels going to throw for it. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. A real chance for them to salt this game away after that turnover on downs, holding a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. 2nd and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming.
Hey, Lion.
On the end around, this is Thomas. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A gain there of 21 yards.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go, son.
Handoff running left is Etienne. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 94 yards now for Etienne, and he's got a 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. They go play action with Lawrence. Crossing route incomplete. He's got Pitts. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
For the field goal, a 59-yard attempt.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready?
Now here's a throw out wide. Oh, this might be a double pass. And this one nearly intercepted. That one might need to go back to the drawing board. Almost a disaster. It winds up just an incomplete pass, though. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Daniels.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. So they came in here facing a very tall task going against the NFL's #1